much. Back to you and Brock in a bit. But first, time for our EA Sports halftime reports. It was a strong first half from the lefty, Tua Tagovailoa. He's over 300 yards passing already as he's looking to possibly put his name in the record book.
As always, a hat tip to Coach for his hard work during the break, as we're happy to welcome y'all back for the start of our third quarter. Sanders all set to send it away. This one's fielded at the 40-yard line. This return makes it up to the 25. Arizona has the football first to start the third, and here comes its offense. In that first half, they just couldn't keep up the pace, but they're going to be the ones setting the pace here to begin this third quarter. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Out of the gun, here's Murray. Wilson's got it. And this one gets to the 33-yard line before it stopped.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for on first down. Textbook. It sets up second and very manageable, and it creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Now Murray on the play fake. Tight end reels in the shallow throw. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
Let's see how they attack this first down, Brock, from the 43. Trying an option play, headed left. And he made a bid for midfield there, but stopped on his own side at the 49. A nice 6-yard pickup. They're going to have 2nd and 4.
The difference right there, Kate, between that gain and a big hit for a loss is really quick decision-making. He made a quick read, saw the running back was going to get hit if he handed it, and he pulls it himself for a positive gain.
From just shy of midfield on 2nd down. His throw finds Marvin Harrison Jr. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
It sure seemed like he knew exactly where he was going with that right off the snap.
From the 44-yard line now, 1st and 10. Carry here for Connor. And he pushes forward, but they don't get much there. 3 yards on the first down play, and that brings up 2nd and 7. Operating from the gun, here's Murray. Flushed out of the pocket. He's gonna keep it this time. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
You know, before the snap, right before the snap, you may have to take off if the read isn't there. That was a great adjustment made at the perfect time for the first down.
Here's 1st and 10 from the 34. Here's Connor on the option. And he made the most of his running room on that one, getting it down to the 27. Good run, gets him 7. That brings up 2nd and 3.
Well, that doesn't net a first down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
2nd and 3 now. From the gun, it's Murray. Gets this one to Harrison. And he has it down officially to the red zone at the 20. That's good for 7 yards. And that's a Cardinals first down.
Move the chains! Gotta move them chains! Build momentum and keep that defense on its heels.
A new set of downs forthcoming. It's 1st and 10. Oh, saw some movement there. That's going to cost them 5.
Ball start. Offense.
One of the most common penalties in the sport, and the reaction, it's the same every time, Brock. Frustration from the coach as they get backed up 5 yards. They're set back 5 by that false start. Now 15 yards to the marker. He's got Harrison. And he's tackled for no gain.
Defense all over that throw. You could just smell it. They just smelled that football coming their way, and that's as good as an incompletion. They're going to be in a good spot. Second down coming up.
Back to the line they go. It's second down. This is Connor. Oh, putting him in the spin cycle. And he's down into the red zone. This run gets to the 18. 8 yards to dig him partially out of that hole, and it's going to be 3rd and 7.
Okay, this is why coaches across all levels of football harp on the importance of good, fundamental tackling, not just to hear themselves talk. It's to make sure that when one of their guys has a chance to bring down a running back, they're able to do it and keep those plays from going any further.
McBride hauls it in. And he takes this one down to the 10 before hitting that sideline.
You know, I like the completion. You never turn down a completion. That's just not the right throw to make in that spot to move the chains.
Less than a yard needed here on 4th. They snap it to Murray. He finds him beyond the marker. And he'll go down shy of the end zone. They mark him at the 4. They come through with 6 yards there, Brock, and they're rewarded with a new set of downs.
Oh, so close to getting off the field. But the 4th down conversion keeps that defense out there. That was their shot to end this possession, to sit on the bench, to get their breath. Now they're going to have to buckle down and force another 4th down.
And he pushes them a little closer to the 3. Only one on the carry, so that's going to bring up 2nd and goal from the 3.
Hey, I get it on 1st and goal, right? A lot of teams like to be conservative and limit risk. Even if a run is stopped short, you still got 2, sometimes 3 downs to play with.
Right back to Connor. And somehow he manages to get back to the line of scrimmage before going down. Back-to-back stands at the goal line, and now it's 3rd and goal.
Well, now things get a little dicey for this offense. 1 down left before a big decision to make. Do you continue to try running it against a front that stopped you, or are you now forced to put the ball in the air?
Forced out to it, and he carries it in for the touchdown. The Cardinals cut into the lead coming out of halftime. It's a Kyler Murray touchdown. Great play by the QB there, Brock. The play broke down. He didn't have much of a choice other than to escape and improvise. And in the end, turned out to be the best call he could have made.
It is such a necessary tool in today's NFL for that QB to put right in his tool belt, Kate. You know, in my day, you could be a blacksmith, right? You just do the job and stay in the pocket. Not anymore. You got to be an artist. And you got to be an artist that can create when things break down. And that's big time to get a touchdown out of it as well.
And he's in. The 2-point try cuts this lead to 16. That makes this a 2-score game. All right, partner. It is a small step on a long road back, but a necessary one. The touchdown and that conversion drop us back down to a 2-score game.
So you're saying there's a chance, Kate, just a little bit of a chance. Maybe they got to do it again and again and again.
Come on now.
But all I know, time may not be on their side, but they did gain just a little bit of momentum.
Now Prater on to send it away. Set to return. This is Braxton Berrios. They'll bottle him up as he gets the return to the 30. The Dolphins are back on offense. Tua Tagovailoa out there once again. And you know this firsthand, partner. You get above that 300 mark, you and your offense are going to have plenty of highlights to choose from by this point in the game. We're getting a look at some of them now. You just got to marvel at how well he's played the quarterback position here. First and 10 now from the 30. Tagovailoa now. On target to his man, Barrios. And he'll get taken down after advancing this to the 37.
The goal of running that drag route is to get it to him for at least a minimal gain with space to add after that. He picked up a good chunk, and there was nearly room to add even more.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Counter give to Mostert. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
Kate, I know you can see that smile on my face as we stand next to each other. Sure, I love that run. But I'm thinking about some great running backs. In fact, Corey Dillon, who created a lot of negative grades on my play sheet because I didn't want to carry out no fake. I wanted to watch the damage he could do like we just saw.
Tua off the play fake. And the defense gets there to force a small loss. Offense to the line for 2nd down. Tagovailoa now working from the gun. And that's nearly intercepted, but couldn't hang on. Just a harmless incompletion. It's 3rd down.
Well covered on that play. Really not a large window for him to sneak that throw in.
No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down. Out of the gun, Tagovailoa. Falls to the ground out left, incomplete. This one misses the tight end. And now they're staring at 4th and long.
Can't cover it much better than that. Really well covered, Kate, on that play. There just simply was not a window for him to sneak that throw in.
So the Dolphins readying for the punt. Jake Bailey's going to kick it away. And this one sails out, no return on the punt. The Cardinals and running back James Conner headed back to the field. And the touchdowns got to keep coming for them as they still trail here. It's a new set of downs for him at the 32. On 1st and 10, it's Murray. Short pass caught by his tight end. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
You want to become a quarterback's best friend, do that. Turn a short little gain, a short little pass into some yards after catch, and that quarterback will find you again.
New set of downs for him from the 46. Murray here on 1st down. This one's hauled in on the left side. And he's able to cross midfield before going out. Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. Going with Conner here. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss.
What was supposed to move the chains or at least make 3rd down easier to handle instead did the exact opposite here, Kate. Now makes this 3rd down a whole lot trickier to figure out.
So a tough spot now. This is 3rd and 9. Play action now, Murray. He gets a lot behind one, deep downfield. Well, they had the look, certainly didn't shy away from it, but couldn't connect. And now they're stuck facing 4th down.
I think it's fair to say, in the eye in the sky didn't lie, without that ball being tipped, we were looking at the big game. A missed opportunity to push their offense and a great play on the other side to deny the throw.
The Cardinals out for the punt. And this one's away and looking good. Nice angle on this one, headed towards the sideline. The Dolphins sending their offense back out there. And taking a look at these highlights, Brock, just a reminder of the type of game that they have had throwing the football. It really has been the key to their success.
Yeah, they've just not only stayed on schedule here, Kate. Man, they've made some music, right? Great rhythm.
Yeah.
Not just ahead of schedule, but huge plays have followed. We've seen a lot of different looks and wrinkles throughout this performance, and it's been a joy to watch.
Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. They send Hill right. The drive begins with a run for Mostert. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play.
That's got to be so frustrating for the runner. You're fighting the good fight. You even ripped through a tackle to stay afloat, but the blocking can't buy you enough time or room to even get back to the line of scrimmage.
All right, here we go. 2nd down. Shotgun snap now to Tagovailoa. Catch is made down the right sideline. They get 18 yards out of it and a new set of downs.
And this is one of those situations where, Kate, even as a former QB, I really feel for these corners in this league. They got the hardest job in football, sticking the guys on these routes and on a comebacker in particular, where that receiver breaks it off. Man, that can be so difficult to defend.
They have themselves another 1st and 10. They motion Waddle over left. Shotgun handoff for Mostert. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss.
You know, that's so hard for me, Kate. That's the type of effort that deserves better when it comes to the results. It's going to show up as a negative run on the stat sheet, but that was not the runner's fault. He did all he could to fight to get back to the line, but this defense just kept swarming.
2nd and 13. And he doesn't see a window he likes, so he just got rid of that one. And brings up 3rd down. Now Tagovailoa to throw. Passing struggles bleeding over from that last play. He's forced to get rid of this one.
You know, it's a point of emphasis in practice each and every week, no matter where we go. How are we going to attack the coverage on 3rd down? Well, they chose the wrong play off that call sheet that time.
On now comes their punter. And he's hoping for a well-placed strike. And he sends this away. Definitely his best kick of the game thus far. And they bring him down to put a stop to that return. 58 yards on the punt there. And it'll be Cardinals football. They're set up at the 35 now. 1st and 10. Murray escapes the pocket. Oh, he was on the move, and so was the defense, and they take him down. And a big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
This guy, Kate, he can create. He really is good out there. He's skilled when it comes to getting outside the pocket, which makes it all the more impressive. They contained him so well when he was clearly looking to generate something with his legs.
On 2nd down, a run with Connor. Across the 45 and still going. That goes as a gain of 25 yards and picks up the 1st.
Even with everything he racked up on that run, you could argue he deserved maybe a little bit more. That call was the perfect one to break for big yards. The only thing that saved the defense from a score was getting that contact to slow him down and eventually, finally, stop him.
First and 10 from the 41. Back to throw, Murray. Short pass, caught by his tight end. And he's able to get this to the 32 before going down.
The goal of that little drag route is to get him for at least a minimal gain with space to add after that. That picked up a good chunk, and it was nearly a big play.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. Straight ahead, it's Connor. And they bring him down. Looks like he got it to the 27. They'll say he got 5 there, but Brock, all they care about is the first down that comes with it.
Well, looky here. You don't even have to worry now about a 3rd down call as that run moves the sticks. Now that call you had ready, though, you can recycle it. Save it for later for that next 3rd down coming.
Going to the ground again on first. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain. Give him 5 on that carry, bringing up 2nd and 5.
Fans love the long ball in baseball. It's like they got the home run derby, but you know what? Talk to managers, they will tell you small ball can win too. Singles and doubles, you add them up, you can win a lot of baseball games. Football coaches will tell you, you get runs of that length, it may not be a home run, it may not score points, but it can do some serious damage.
Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. Kyler looking to throw. That's complete to Wilson. And they're going to get this down to the 4 before being stopped. That's a pickup of 17 yards, partner, and it makes it 1st and goal.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
They'll break the huddle and come up on 1st and goal. Trying to run it in, Connor. And they love to see him fighting forward, but he only gets them 3.
Okay, all right. There's a little progress on 1st and goal. You keep it safe, you push a little closer, and now you're set up for what you want to do on 2nd down.
Second chance at 6 here. It's 2nd and goal. One more time with Connor. And he will carry this across for the Arizona touchdown. The Cardinals can make it a 1-score game as they trim the lead. It's a James Conner touchdown. All right, so the offense does its job, Brock. Now they need their defense to give them a chance to overcome that big deficit.
The momentum in the building's clearly changed. We can feel it here in the booth, but you're right. It's now up to the defense to make a stop and give them a chance.
Now a big play for the Cardinals as they go for 2.
The Cardinals will line up for the 2-point conversion.
He's throwing for it! And that pass is caught. They get the 2 points and a little drama now. We've got ourselves a 1-score ball game. Well, I hear you say it all the time, partner. It comes back to that word trust, and they trusted in their offense to go get those 2 points, make this a 1-score game. They do their job. Now one big play can change the entire outlook of this game for them.
Yeah, now it becomes about complementary football. As you said, the offense did their job. Now defense, can you not just get a stop? Can you get a turnover? Maybe take it to the house yourself. Either way, that conversion puts them 1 snap away from a totally different ball game.
All right, that lead cut down to 8 after that score, and the kick is away. Returning it from the 4. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The home team's headed back out on offense. Their quarterback returning to the field now. And on that last drive, Brock, he crossed a notable threshold in passing yards for the season. Always nice when you can reach one of those plateaus to look back on after the year's over. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Tua now from the gun. And he just gets rid of it. Knew he had a couple of plays left. Didn't want to take a risk there on 1st down.
He was defended by Garrett Williams.
So after the incompletion, here comes the 2nd down call. Throwing again. Here's Tua. Will the Cardinals get to him here? He's brought down. And that pushes him back. 3rd down coming up.
A 7-yard loss.
We get so stuck, Kate, on decision-making being the ball in the hands and where's he throwing it. The ball in the hands in the passing game, and what kind of decision is he going to make? When in reality, in this game, in the 4th quarter, decision-making is also knowing when to salvage a play. Salvage that real estate that's so important to try to play a little add-on and make this a 2-score game. That sack, that's not going to help in that decision at all.
Off the play fake. Here's Tagovailoa. And they get to him again. And consecutive sacks have them staring at a tough 4th down.
Kate, the game wasn't on the line with that series, but don't tell the defense because they brought the urgency and juice like it was. Getting the sack, setting up 4th down, well, it picks everybody up on that sideline. And now their offense gets a chance in a 1-score game.
So out now comes the punter. And after that drive went backwards, he's going to send this one forward. And he finally gets a hold of one here. This is hit far. And the sunlight's not a problem for him. He looks up and makes the fair catch. The Cardinals back out on offense. Their running back headed out once again. And get that big old marker out. Cross a major number off his roadmap after that last drive. He's reached one of the marks that every back strives to hit at some point during the season. The Cardinals with some nice field position to start off this drive. 1st and 10 coming up. Out of the gun, here's Murray. He's got it to him yet again, and that one is caught. That play goes for 19 and a new set of downs.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in 1 play and keep driving that defense backwards.
Markers reset, ball at the 37. Now Murray on the play fake. Bails out of the pocket quick. Stepping up, and he's going to run. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. A big play, 23 yards to move those chains.
Obviously, a defense wants to take away all the reads and prevent any kind of big throw for the 1st down. Fine. Well, this QB, he'll just lower his head and gash the defense with one of the biggest runs of the game.
This throw is caught.
The smartest pass catchers I've ever been around, they know how to set up an outcut beautifully. They recognize when they have leverage, how to sell the deep route, and then boom, they just break it out as if it's nothing.
In a good spot here, 2nd and inches. Connor here from the gun. And nothing doing on that run. Defenders bottle it up quickly. Nothing for them on 2nd down, and now it's 3rd and 1.
Stopped right at the line, but might as well have been a loss of yards as far as the offense is concerned. It's always humbling when you try force versus force, and the defense wins out.
Looking to throw on 3rd and 1. He's taken down. The Dolphins rush gets home. And the defense comes through. That's going to back him up and bring up 4th down.
Kate, I can already read the headlines tomorrow. This offensive line can't protect. This offensive line. But it's more than that. When you give up 5 sacks in a game, it's a complete breakdown of everybody offensively. play caller, quarterback, offensive line, yeah, they're going to have to regroup and figure out how to protect this quarterback first and foremost.
Lengthy fourth down try here. They need 6. From the gun, it's Murray. He's on the move. And they take this in for the score. The Cardinals down by only 2 in the 4th. It's a Kyler Murray touchdown. Wow, great work there by the quarterback. The play broke down, didn't really have much of a choice other than to escape and improvise, and in the end brought the best call he could have made.
Yeah, and you can do it in different ways in today's NFL, right? The Tom Brady's just recently retired. He did it with his brain. He did it with his mind, but you've got to be able to improvise, as you said. You got to be able to create when a play breaks down, and when you can put 6 on the board, man, does that infuse your offensive group with confidence.
They draw just the right throw, and we're tied. But we all knew extra point was doing nobody any good there. Got to go for 2 in the tie. They do. They get it. And just like that, we're all squared up here in the second half.
Squared up, brand new ball game, even Steven. Who is Steven? Do you know who Steven is?
That's a good question. No, go ahead. Go ahead, though. You take it.
I don't know who Steven is, and I don't really care because it's a whole new game with both teams totally alive.
Surprising that he wasn't out there to break the tie with a point after, as he gets out there now to kick this off. Has this at the 6. He stopped on the return at the 27. The home teams are being led back out there on offense by their quarterback. And he has continued to own this defense and keep on throwing that football, partner, making this performance one that he's going to remember, but as you like to say, the defense would probably rather forget. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Blitz coming, Tua. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose, incomplete.
See the pass, time up your hit, and jar that ball loose. Not a lot of players are hanging on through a well-placed hit like that one.
Couldn't connect on 1st, it's 2nd down. Here's Tagovailoa. Finds his man, Waddle. And it's good yardage, but they tackle him short of the sticks. All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. Tight end going in motion here. A give on 3rd to Mostert. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
That's a BYOB. You got to be your own blocker. It would have taken the entire defense piling on to stop him from getting that 1st down. Well done.
They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. Tagovailoa off the play fake. Tight end reels in the shallow throw. And he's brought down after a short gain.
There's no routes on the old proverbial route tree, Kate, that takes more trust than throwing an out route. You're throwing it to a spot and believing your guy can get there.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. Tagovailoa back to throw. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss.
They steal the frequency on those opposing headsets. Somebody reading lips or steal a signal from the opposing sideline, Kate, because somehow this defense knew what was coming. They broke on that screen. It was incredible. What a stop.
Tagovailoa facing 3rd and long. Just got it away before the hit, but it doesn't matter. It's incomplete. 4th down coming up.
You hear defensive coaches preach this all the time about not giving up the big play. Keep everything in front of you. They're going to need to stay vigilant because he's definitely a receiver who can take the lid off of a defense.
They'll bring out the punter here. And this is the 5th time he's been called upon today. That's taken at the 15. And they bring him down to put a stop to that return. That punt gets up to 59 yards. And they'll get ready to go on offense. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Ready to start this drive with Connor. And they're able to grind him to a halt after a pickup of 4.
They'll come away happy getting that type of output on most run plays. It's a sign that they're getting some good push up front, and this running back is seeing the lanes and paying them off.
2nd and 6 coming up here. It's Connor again. And he's up to the 35-yard line as they reel him in. They'll move the chains after that pickup of 12.
You know, coach gets in that QB's headset, probably told his offense and his QB, listen, I don't want to see a 3rd down on this possession. Or something kind of like that. Whatever version he told him, it worked.
They're set up at the 35 now. On 1st and 10, it's Murray. Caught by the open man. He picks up 28 on the play. And it'll be 1st down, Arizona.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. And a lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
New set of downs for him at the 38. Murray here on 1st down. This is reeled in by Wilson. And this is down to the 28 before the defense halts it. Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. Shotgun handoff to Connor. And he'll get them enough for a 1st down.
Hey, I know the temptation is there. If I'm thinking it in the booth, I know that play caller is too. That could have been a chance to be aggressive. Not the case. Go get the 1st down like they did, and a new set of downs to work with.
They're now set for 1st and 10. Now Kyler. He's got him. That's McBride. And he's brought down inside the 10 at the 9. They'll have 1st and goal to go now after they gained 18 on the previous play.
Well, we have seen the value of a big physical tight end. Just like that. Those post routes downfield, so hard to defend. The great tight ends, the physical tight ends, it's almost as if they're posting up on the low block in basketball, and you can't get around them.
And he'll go down shy the end zone. They mark him at the 4. He gets him 6, and that's going to bring up 2nd and goal.
That run's not going to turn many heads, but at the end of the year, I promise you, if you average over 5 yards a run, you can be a Pro Bowler.
Now it's a bootleg for him. And he's going to score. It's an Arizona touchdown. The Cardinals take a 4th quarter lead. Marvin Harrison Jr. with the touchdown. Well, they definitely wanted to get that one out quick, Brock. They did just that, and it ends in 6.
We hear it all the time, but it is so true, Kate. This is a game about matchups, and when you see a throw that quick, it really was determined pre-snap. It was great design and tremendous execution.
Matt Prater for the point after try. That one splits the uprights. And they'll continue adding to their lead.
Dolphins 27.
Now Prater on to send it away. Return starts at the 3. His return gets him to the 32-yard line before he's taken down. The home team's ready for their next series, led out on offense by their quarterback. And he'll be happy to keep letting it fly as much as he has all game. Look at these numbers. They show just how effective he's been in captaining this offense. It's a new set of downs for him at the 32. First and 10 now. Here's Tagovailoa. He goes back to him yet again. Complete. And he's tackled after gaining a handful.
This is one of those kind of win-win situations. Both sides feel good. As an offense, I get a completion. I get a win. As a defense, I keep everything in front of me. I make the tackle for a short gain. I get a win, too. Sometimes you can get to win-win.
From the 37. He's got it, room to run. And he made a bid for midfield there, but stopped on his own side at the 49. 12 yards on that play, and a good call nets him the first.
Nice to see that connection, that chemistry working between the two of them.
They've got 3 timeouts and the 2-minute warning left for them. We've got first and 10. Tagovailoa now against the blitz. Short pass caught by his tight end. And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory. It's the 2-minute warning from Miami. Dolphins down by 7.
45-yard line.
Here's Tua again. Called in by Waddle. And he's marked down, looks like at the 32-yard line. A nice gain of 13 yards as it brings up a first down.
Well, that is pretty darn impeccable timing between the two. To hit a curl route of that length, it takes great anticipation and precision by the quarterback, and the receiver on the other end finishing it, doing his job.
Looking to throw it. Here's a throw on the out route, complete. The end result there, 15 yards and a first.
It was such a privilege for me to watch Marvin Harrison and Reggie Wayne in person in Indianapolis do their work. Darryl Jackson out in Seattle. They showed how great a deep out is as a chain-moving play. It's all about getting that leverage at the top of the route and then exploiting the leverage as that ball arrives on time downfield.
Offense set for a first and 10. Putting the tight end in motion. Achan reels it in. And they get him right at the line of scrimmage.
And the defense was all over that throw, able to stop it right at the line. They could smell that one coming, and they sniffed it out in a hurry.
Second and 10, need to get some positive yardage here. Opening carry for Devon Achan. And not much for him there. He's down to the 15-yard line. Give him 3 that time. That's going to bring up 3rd and 7. Throwing now. And down he goes. The Cardinals got there. And the defense comes through. 4th down, that much tougher.
Every sack, every stop has just been like another nail in the coffin. And now, well, now there's only one spot for a nail left. This is their last chance. And that defense, well, they've got this crew on the edge of the cliff. Now can they go finish when it matters the most?
Now the Dolphins call a timeout. It's their first. And they still have 2 available for them as we approach the end of this game. Well, best of luck here. It's 4th and a considerable distance. They send Hill right. Here he goes. Gotta have this on 4th down. He finds him beyond the marker. They get this down to the 7-yard line. And with 4 seconds remaining, they're gonna take a timeout. This offense in position now. It's 1st and goal. One final shot here. And they pull it off. A touchdown catch in the final moments. And now overtime or a win right here are on the table. So they punch it in for 6, Brock, and now a conversion away from tying this game back up.
This one just has the feel, doesn't it? The makings of a 1-score game in the 4th quarter that could go either way.
So this kick now to force overtime. 1 final second on that clock. There's a timeout. We'll have to wait just a touch longer to close this one out. Defense had a chance to scheme it up, now lined up to defend this drive.
Lining up for a 2-point conversion.
They're gonna try and run for it. And he gets in for 2. No flags are down. They are a snap away from winning this ball game. They didn't come here today to play for no overtime, Brock. They didn't come here today to come away with a tie. They came here for the W, baby. And that 2-point conversion has them now moments away from that.
So many factors go into a big decision like that, Kate. You got to separate the emotion of it. You got to look at where your team is, and ultimately, who do you trust the most? In these huge decisions, time and again, it's all about trust to me. And this staff, well, they put the trust in that offense to go deliver, and boy, did they ever.
And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30.
At their own 30-yard line.
They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Here he is to throw. And this one falls incomplete. No miracles on the final drive today. This game is over. So in the end, it's a Dolphins win here. And there was no easing up. It took some white knuckling until the very end, but their defense carried that small lead through to the finish line as they escape with a victory. So for my partner, Brock Heward, and our entire crew, I'm Kate Scott, saying this has been the NFL on EA Sports. So long, everybody.